So this team, this is a 12-team PPR, one quarterback. They also have there's also kickers and defenses. They're 4-5, sixth in points, ninth in points against. This is a team that has done well in the past, like actually like top 3, 4 range is where he averages out there. However, he's currently 6th in the league, not doing the greatest. He's in the playoffs, but how well can he do in the playoffs? That's the real question. So,
God, this team's a mess.
And it's not a deep bench. I had to throw Dobbs in there because, like, I think he's relevant for Dynasty. He's young, he's doing well. And all of his wide receivers are pretty decent, other than Adams. He made a mistake last year trading for Adams. He sent, hold on, AJ Green, DeAndre Hopkins, Cordell Patterson, Tyler Boyd, Chase Claypool, a second, a first, another first, and a third round pick to get Devontae Adams last year.
What?
Or in 2022. In 2022.
Repeat that.
In March of 2022.
So in the preseason of 2022.
Right before the draft, he traded AJ Green, DeAndre Hopkins, Cordell Patterson, Tyler Boyd, Chase Claypool, that year's second round pick, this current year's first round pick, next year's first round pick, and that current year's third round pick to get Devontae Adams.
God, that's so much.
It should be known he is a Packers fan.
2 firsts alone should have done that job. Should have got that done. Not everything else, but you gave up a lot of trash as well. So he did clean out his closet, as I like to say. That's what I do when you move a bunch of irrelevant players like Chase Claypool. That's just called cleaning out my closet.
Yeah, I was gonna say Claypool. I mean, he gave up Tyler Boyd, which would be helping him on this. Notice how he rosters Tyler Boyd again. So he was able to get him back. It looks like he got rid of AJ Green, Chase Claypool, and Cordell Patterson, but he gave up 4 picks.
I'm
gonna DeAndre Hopkins for him.
I'm just gonna say this right now: this team ain't winning shit this year. There's no way.
There's absolutely no way.
This is a total blow up, in my opinion. You need to blow this team up now. But the problem is you waited too long to blow it up. He should have been blowing this team up in the preseason. Devontae Adams should have been sold. I've been trying to sell him everywhere in preseason. Aaron Jones was an easy sell. Derrick Henry was an easy sell. He waited way too long, and now he's going to pay for it because no one's paying for Henry. We saw him get traded in one of our leagues where it wasn't much about, right? Do we see Henry get traded yet?
I don't think Henry got traded in that league yet.
But the value is not going to be high whenever he does get traded.
No.
Devontae Adams, I couldn't get anything for this guy right now. Nobody wants him. We just went through his numbers yesterday's show, or on Wednesday's show at 8 o'clock at night, and he's been awful, god awful. He does lead the league in red zone targets. I know that. If you care about that kind of stuff, not producing.
I mean, that's good. Red zone targets is an important stat in fantasy because it means the team is throwing the ball to you when it matters, when you're going to get 7 points off that throw.
But he's not producing. So this is a 1 quarterback league. I noticed that. I don't know how you like to handle things in 1 quarterback leagues, but I think Sam Howell could lead my team. Mm-hmm. And I think people would buy Justin Herbert just on the name alone. That's what jumped out to me first thing. In a single quarterback league where anyone could be a top 12 guy and you can stream, I would not want to hold on to the megastar of Justin Herbert because he doesn't scream Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson. To be honest with you, he had that one electric year, and ever since then, he's been kind of mid. Very good in the upper top 12, upper top 15.
But people still see him as a top 5, top 6 quarterback, so you're going to get value out of him.
Yes, so you can actually get 100% value out of him. I would definitely find the team that lost a quarterback high up. Actually, you don't even need to go into the top 6. You can go to the bottom 6. Whoever just wants a quarterback, whoever has Ryan Tannehill and nobody. I'm sure there's someone out there that doesn't have a quarterback. Offer Justin Herbert for a first easily. Get it done. Just get him off your team because guess what? Sam Howell's playing pretty good in a single quarterback league. I'm sure there's free agents out there you can go pick up. This is a 100% rebuild. You got to get rid of Henry. You just have to evaluate, but you have to be realistic with what you can get. you have to be realistic, because if you think Henry's worth 2 firsts anymore, or Devontae Adams is worth a first and a player anymore, they're not. They're at that age where they're getting too old, and I try to tell this to every new fantasy player. It's better to be a year too early than a year too late. You don't want to get caught holding the bag. Think about all the people that were holding on to Julio, and then now he just died on your team. Think about all the people that just held Hopkins, and he just died on your team this year. I mean, there's so many. Aaron Jones, he just completely died in front of you. We had a funeral for Aaron Jones dynasty value because, well, we didn't have it. We should, because he's just that dead. And now he's untradeable. And you got to make these moves, man. Like, I traded Josh Jacobs for Jameson Williams and Trey Lance. It blew up in my face. It really did. It did. It sucks. Like, but you have to take those risks, because if you don't take those risks, the players just die on your team. And just think about that. Think about what I said. I traded Josh Jacobs for Trey Lance and Jameson Williams. Both were top 6 picks in super flex leagues. So that's essentially trading for 2 first-round picks. That's good value for Josh Jacobs. It's just the players didn't turn out well. That's just what happened. You have to take risks. So go ahead and do that. Take risks with this team, because if you don't take risks, you're just going to fade into obscurity, be in the bottom 9 forever until you finally hit on a player.
Yeah. I think the important thing here on this team is to get back into the first round this coming up season. You need to be building up as much draft capital as possible, because you do have young pieces. You've got Ferguson, you've got Dobbs, you've got Racey Rice, you have Sam Howell. You need younger running backs. You need more wide receivers. And that's really it. I mean, you have Ferguson, you have Howell. You're set there for a while. You just need more running backs, more wide receivers, but you need good talent running backs and wide receivers, not just trash.
And everyone on this team is tradable. Even Rashee Rice, like, he's nothing special. He's a good rookie, but he can just fall into that Kansas City mold of never being the top guy because Kelsey's there.
Yep.
So don't be afraid to trade Rashee Rice. He might have besides Herbert, he might be the most valuable player on your team.
Yep.
Because people see him as like, wow, he's the new flashy guy that Mahomes likes. Nobody on this team is protected. That's what you have to do.
Herbert,
a lot of people,
Yep.
A lot of people lock their players into, nope, he's untradeable. No, he's not untradeable. Listen to the offers. Everyone has a price, whether it be Justin Jefferson or Rashee Rice. And that's what this player needs to do. This player needs to evaluate and go, wow, this is bad. How do I fix it? And you can't just sit on your hands. When you sit on your hands in Dynasty, you're pretty much saying you give up and you don't care about the league anymore.
It's true. It's true. Yeah, Justin Herbert would be my number one focus to get off this team right now. Yes, you're in 6th place. Yes, you're currently in the playoffs, but you shouldn't be. You're not doing anything in the playoffs, so you might as well blow it up anyway. This is a complete rebuild. Like,
poor guy.
It's gonna suck. It's gonna suck for a couple years.
It might not, though. If you get lucky, if you get really lucky, and you trade a Derrick Henry for a, let's just say, Kyron Williams, because he's whatever, and like, oh wow, he is the guy for the future for the next 3 years. Then you made out. If you trade Justin Herbert and Rashee Rice for
a first and another young player,
then you're like, oh cool, like, look at me, I got you. So there is saving this team. It's just not going to happen overnight.
Maybe with Jamar Chase and Higgins likely both out this week, maybe Tyler Boyd has a big game and you then sell him.
No, what you do is you go to the Higgins manager now, you go to the Chase manager now, and just get a 2nd-round pick for him. Just get a 2nd-round pick. Just go, hey, you have Higgins. He's not playing this week. That's what I'm doing. If I have Higgins in a dynasty, I'm giving up a 2nd easily for Tyler Boyd. Easily. Not even questioning it, because I know if I'm a win now team, if I need to win, because I know I'll easily give up my 209 or 210 for a chance to lock up this win, and maybe Higgins is out for an extended period of time. That's what he needs to do. Even Godwin. Godwin's a sell. All of these players are sells.
They're all there's not a safe person. If you're this team, you need to be just going to your roster and hitting trade block, trade block, trade block, trade block, trade block on every single player, and just say,
yikes,
whole team is up for sale except for maybe Howell. That's it.
Even House for sale. Everyone's for sale, dude.
That is true. Everybody is for sale for the right price. Some might just be more valuable. I personally love when owners come to me and are like, what is he worth to you? And I'm like, probably way too much. And they're like, got it. I'll move on to the next person.
Yeah, like we all have our players that we love in Dynasty. I love my players, and people know that, and I let it known. And when they come at me on trades, they text me and go, "Hey, man, I know you love Waddle, but I'm offering you this person and this person and this person." And I'm like, "That's still not good enough, dude." And it's okay to say that, and it's okay to move on from a trade. Don't feel like you need to trade these players just to trade them. Make sure you get good value for it,
right?
And don't take. I don't want to say don't take bullshit. Don't take less, but also don't get stuck with Derrick Henry when he retires and you're like, well, I didn't get anything for him.
The important thing in Dynasty is you don't have to make a trade. I think that's the most important. If somebody comes to you and offers you something, you don't have to make a trade. Just say, hey, I don't want to trade that guy. I'm not going to settle for less. I believe in him. He's my guy. Move on. You don't have to be like, oh, I'm going to be nice. Like, how about I'll take this lesser offer instead? No, expect the most for your team. You're not trying to rebuild another player's team. You're building your team.